What it do? It's your boy Leroy Pinky, the Phenom in the building. I'm your host of the Monsters in the Madhouse of the Chicago Sports Podcast. Please welcome all of my group members in. We got BJ, we got Eric Rogers, aka the Gunslinger, Griff, yep, my boy. Yeah, I see you rocking my socks, baby. Yes, sir. And my man Q.
Yo.
Yes, I'm gonna have to give you like a Prince intro next time, bro. I'm gonna give you like a Prince intro. You like the man formerly known as Q. All right, guys, we got a jam-packed show in for you guys tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you all. Please like and subscribe and share. Keep the good vibes going for our show. The more you like and subscribe and you share us, the more we can have share the love of the Chicago Bears and all things sports with everybody here that tunes in. So please like, subscribe. All right. And we got our guys going into the chat. We got our people in the chat. What up, Cheryl? What it do? What's going on, my brother? What's going on? All right.
How was that the first question we get? That's crazy. We didn't say QBs. We said linemen and linebackers.
We will get into that. However, unofficially, there's the running backs, quarterbacks, and wide receivers have not done their weigh-ins and their measurements have not done yet. We have until like March for that still. So we will get into that when that comes in. What it do, Dano? Thank you for popping in. So we got some intriguing climbers that were in this linebacker and DB combine today. We had some guys who were predicted to be good, and they wind up doing what they were supposed to do, and some guys we thought were going to do well didn't really impress. And there was a couple I saw it, I was like, damn, like we need them last year. Like it is some talent at the defensive line. It was the show of all shows, and the linebackers were the appetizer. Like usually linebackers are the ones that show out, but for me, the defensive linemen put on a show. They got the combine started right. And the first one, me and my guy Eric backstage talking about it early on. Chop Robinson out of Penn State, Big Ten, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, I am biased. I do not care. Y'all can hate me for it later. We'll argue with your mama on this one. Like that man was fantastic. The height, speed, the way, everything was beautiful. His technique, his footwork, chef's kiss. I love the way he did. If we can find a way to swindle a team, we go with stay within the top 10 and get him and another top flight receiver. I am all for it because that young man is I do not care what he played at Penn State, what position. The kid, he's got the versatility to line up anywhere on that line. Honestly, he maybe except for the 3 technique, but that kid is fantastic. Loved it. Oh, I'm ready for the best D-line in football. How about Dallas today? Dallas was as advertised. I'm just going to say that. Yeah. Dallas Turner was as advertised. He was everything that you said he was going to be for show. Like he showed up and showed out. The second he walked out, you just a physical. Just like walking around, looked like he was chiseled out. You know what I'm saying? Just big, just country strong looking. I'm like, he got the end. He ready for the NFL. Like he walked in like, hey, I'm grown already. Like, yeah, there's, what I'm saying? Like he just built right for it. Like he looks like a kid that's gonna be out there day one or maybe a week, or, week 2 or 3. Whoever that's in the start lineup, he probably taking a job. He got that kind of athleticism. He looks like he's got his head screwed on right. At least judging from, some of the interviews I've seen about him, the college interviews and stuff like that. He carries himself pretty well. So our Dallas Turner is everything that he's advertised. I'll be surprised if he's not a top 20 pick. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, he
He's not a
has
top
to be.
20.
He has to be
Not a
top
top 20
50.
pick. Look, I'm on the phone trying to trade up to get him. Like he's that good. So he's as good as gone before pick 8, 16, 17 or whatever. He's gone. He's got to be within the top 15, bare minimum top 20. So yeah. So as far as linebackers are concerned, he was everything that he was advertised to be. So some other guys that you guys felt that was real that showed out today that saying like that kind of, well, guys you expected to show out that you felt did not. Who were those guys?
Okay. So me in general, I kind of expected Tyler Davis out of Clemson to do a little better than he did. He 5'2". That's great. I expect him to be more of a 4 guy. He did not show the quick twitch that people had expected. He also didn't perform well, and when looking back at his strength, he came in a little heavier than expected.
That was my surprise.
He came in about 15 pounds overweight than what he expected because he played more at about 285 pounds, 290 pounds, came in about 310. Or is it 301? Was it 301? No, so I'm sorry. Came in at 301. Sorry, came in at 301. Still heavier than expected. Just didn't move like I had expected him to. He showed the ability in college to be a one-on-one guy, but because of the other guys that were around him, that kind of makes that illusion. But his combine numbers don't show that he's going to be able to be a one-on-one guy playing defensive tackle and make a lot of plays in the backfield. So that's one guy that kind of underperformed for me a little bit. I thought he'd come in a little lighter and run a little better than he did.
Yeah. Hey Griff, what did you think about the kid out of Florida State? Verse, I don't want to pronounce his name wrong.
I think his name's Verse, right?
Verse or Frisk? Which one?
Versa, the Verse.
Jared Versa.
That's my favorite one. Yep.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite guys, man. I think he did okay. I think he, came as advertised. Explosion, nice length. First stuff is really. That's what I really look at when I look at that guy. His first stuff is really can't teach that type of stuff. I like him a lot, and I like the guy from UCLA a lot too. I like him a lot too. I like his length and his speed as well. Those are the two defensive ends that I'm really, kind of eyeing. And then Todd Robinson is another one as well.
All right. What about you, BJ and Q? What you guys? Who'd you feel like was as advertised or didn't kind of live up to the feeling for you guys?
So a little pick up on Griff. I really like Versus. That's like my number one that I'm hoping the Bears go after on defense.
So you liked his tape in the combine? You kind of like what you saw from the combine?
So it's not even just the combine. The combine. His combine. That's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting anything less than that.
Okay.
But I think what he brings on tape, what he showed on tape, I've actually watched some of his games. Oh man, he's pretty legit.
Yeah.
He's pretty legit.
All right, Q. What about you, my friend?
Well, the guy I was looking at, today I was super busy at work, so I really couldn't get too much of the combine. But so I have to ask you guys, the guy I was looking at the most was Darius Robinson. How did he look out of Missouri? With his that's who I'm looking at.
Darius Robinson was intriguing. He was kind of up and down for me. His footwork, it was okay. He has a decent first step. That's something he's going to have to work on. It's a little hesitation going to his right as opposed to going to his left from what I saw. He's got good hips, got good twitch, but the explosion when you're hitting the bag didn't seem as violent. He wasn't as violent as I thought he was. Like, and on tape he looks more violent, but I don't know if it was the combine atmosphere or something. He just didn't show the violence that I thought he was going to. But again, It could be just, it's the combine atmosphere. You're in shorts and t-shirts. You're not actually hitting a person.
Right.
So maybe that's something, he's just like, okay, it's just drills. So understand, maybe some people are that way. Maybe that's kind of why I wasn't super impressed.
It's a different feel versus, hitting the pads versus hitting somebody. I think it's a different feel.
I get that. I get that, but the combine is there for you to showcase those attributes, even though you're not doing it against a person per se. That's the time to show that violence, show that trait that most people may not see all the time. Show that fire, and I just don't think that he showed that. Like he was. Don't get me wrong. He showed that he can, he can move. Brother can fly. He had a decent 40 time. So his 40 time is what I expected it to be. Honestly, he had a slightly above average speed. But like I said, he is just that moving to his left seemed more fluid than it did going to the right.
Right. Yeah.
So
that first step going to the right didn't look pretty. Going to his left, I mean, he taking off, and if Lord help anybody going in that direction, he was a missile. Like I saw, you can see it. Like I was like one of those things watching do it. Like I'm closing my eyes, watching. Like Lord help any quarterback that happens to be within the vicinity of that man's arm reach, because he can get you. He got you done.
So I'm gonna look towards this pro day, because a lot of times the pro day is the second time where they can improve.
Like I said, it might be a comfort thing. Maybe more comfortable.
I just think people have to understand. Like, I mean, when you talk about a guy like that we saw fall off. I mean, you understand in a game you got four of the dudes that are in front of you and other dudes that are behind you that are coming that help you get these one-on-one things when linemen's eyes are away, and sometimes like that too. So I mean, it's a little different doing it with a stagnant thing standing in front of you, not knowing like, hey, I got to beat this guy to the inside. Hey, I got to beat this guy here. You're a little more twitchy when you know where you got to go during certain plays and things like that. It's very hard when you're stagnant. You're just like, hey, hit this square bag that's not moving. So I mean, that's kind of why when they do some of the movement stuff, I'm not super hyped on it. But I mean, some it does play in it, because you could tell watching their film, watching their combine, that sometimes you can see more of a lag versus when they have to make that slant or cut off the guard or, beat the tackle someplace. Those are all different things, because they know where they got to go. They know that they don't do it, they're going to ruin the whole play. A little more sense of urgency type of thing. That's why you see that. But I think in his aspect, to me, it wasn't that. I just think the athleticism wasn't what we expected it to be. And I partially think that it was because he was so highly rated in that category that even the slightest little drop off kind of was like, just took him all the way down for me.
And another question, he's kind of undersized though, but I like him. Jonah Ellis out of Utah. What?
Ellis.
He was.
He's kind of undersized though for
Well, it's not so much that he's undersized. He didn't have the speed or the explosion that if you're gonna be undersized, you gotta have that. They help him stand out, and he did not. Show that to me. Being undersized, he's gonna have to really work on his pro day to catch the eye of people. In my opinion, he's got a lot of work to do from what I saw. Now, again, that's just me watching this, only watching a couple of games where he's played and then seeing him in, at the combine. So it's very small sample size that I've seen of him. However, like I said, wasn't super impressive. Didn't have his 40 time, can use some work as well. Placement isn't needs a lot of work. He needs a lot of work with his foot. His foot and hand placement needs a lot of work. So
I mean, that's again, this is another thing. Like, undersized guys look great when other guys around them are doing that. Bigger guys are doing the job for them. So it's one of those things where the combine doesn't really show what he can do with other people around him in the right scheme and things like that. But individually, you start to worry when you see guys kind of underperform like he did like that. So
yes,
appreciate you.
Yeah, that's some good insight with that stuff, guys. I appreciate that. And guys, we appreciate you all in the chats for us tonight. We appreciate all the love. Please like, subscribe, get these likes up for us, guys. We appreciate that. We appreciate all the love and the energy you guys show us. Please go ahead, ask questions. We love that kind of stuff. That gets us going. So please, you love it. Like, subscribe, share your thoughts with us, challenge us. We like that. Get us going. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're gonna segue over to some of the interviews that were, floating around, with the main superstar attraction being Ryan Poles and this, phenom quarterback that's supposedly generational and Caleb Williams. So, your thoughts on what was said by Ryan Poles when asked about potentially, what his mindset is going into the draft and what he's planning to do with Justin Fields and the draft pick.
I got one that caught my attention when they asked him back-to-back years with the number 1 pick, and he mentioned how he was able to trade out of that and come off with a great haul, and he said he's very intrigued by that again. So that spoke a lot. Like, okay, he's so close to keeping stuff to the vest. It's impossible to really read what he's saying, man. But that really caught my attention right there. Him bringing that the haul he got, and like we mentioned before, he hit on all those trades that he got. So that's a big thing. And when he mentioned that, I'm like, okay.
But
who knows what he's going to do though?
What was that?
But we really don't know what he's going to do, man, because he keeping so thing.
The thing is, quick pivot from that, because I talked with my boy Trax about this, and he brung this up to me before. What if, granted, Ryan Poles is keeping everything close to the vest now, but eventually he's got to talk to somebody, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're so focused on Poles being so tight-lipped that we're not focusing on the people that he may be talking to who aren't going to be as quiet. So,
yeah, I'm about to say that too.
Like Washington, all these other teams, Washington, the Patriots, Raiders, all these teams, when these guys are asking him about trades and things like that, they're not going to be quiet.
Nope.
They're gonna slip up. Somebody's gonna say something to somebody, and the news is going to.
Someone's gonna leak it. Someone's gonna leak it.
Yeah. Thank you, Cheryl.
So I'm
fingers crossed for them Blackhawks.
Yep, let's get it. So I mean, to me, one of the biggest things that I take away from that thing is that is he said, which kind of made me feel like he won't trade Justin, because he kind of because the way he said it made it sound like he might feel bad trading him so late, being the draft might be too late to trade him. We should really think, he's like, if I was going to trade Justin, now I want to give him a chance to go out there before free agency started. You understand, we got 3 weeks and free agency going to start. Now, it doesn't mean he can't whirlwind from that and still trade Justin during the draft. But to me, the way, like, this tone, everything that he said it didn't really sound like very convincing. Like, hey, like, man, like, if I wanted to trade Justin, I would have, I would have done it sooner. But it also didn't sound to me like, hey, we're gonna give Justin his best shot out there, and we're gonna go what's best for us. He didn't really lean into both those tones, but I think it speaks volumes. I think it speaks volumes too that he actually alluded, because I thought he wasn't gonna talk about Justin at all. A lot of people thought he wasn't going to talk about Justin. He was going to talk about the draft picks and drafts, but he alluded to saying, "Oh, if he said if we were, not if we are." He said if we were. That's what kind of got me. He said if we were going to trade Justin, I would give him a chance before free agency got rolling. So, using the words "were" versus the words "are," kind of give me a little bit of hope that I'm holding. There's a very short strand right here, bro. It's like it's very short, but that's to me that alluded to that. And to piggyback off what he said earlier about the draft haul, I mean, Someone's gonna speak on it. We've seen on ESPN and Twitter and all that stuff that the Raiders have checked in, the Falcons have checked in. They said that the Cardinals have also checked in about draft picks. So it's that there's a major haul there. He's talked about trading back before and possibly trading back again. So that stuff is all intriguing. It's just that it depends on how much he wants out of this. Is this a win right now situation, or is this a build for the future situation?
Yeah, and go ahead, BJ. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, okay. So I don't think that he really tipped his hand
Not at all.
when he was speaking. I think that he was trying to be as cautious as possible not to tip his hand. So I think that all those options are still on the table. I honestly, I'm preparing for the worst and hoping for the best because it's going to be hard for him to pass up
That's what I said. That's what I
on
said.
on a quarterback
That's what I said.
that he is drafted. Because he didn't
Yeah,
draft Justin, so
That's what I said.
there's really no loyalty there to it because he didn't draft him. So it's going to be really hard for him. Even though I want him to pass up on him. I really do. But uh, something deep down inside me is telling me I don't think he is. And the fact that he elaborated a little bit more, saying that he wants to do right by Justin, it kind of makes me feel like that's more so where he might end up leaning towards.
Hmm.
But I truly think that he's still indecisive right now. I think he's really torn.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he might be torn. I think
Maybe.
he
I mean,
is.
you can see in his body language that the decision clearly has not been made.
Oh no,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, no, he's still deciding, and you could tell that it is really stressing him the hell out
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
you,
that,
you
that
can really tell it.
he
And
wanted to
then
leave
lost
that
weight
meeting
and
there
Yeah,
real
everything.
fast. He was like,
th-
"Let's
th-
get
th-
this
this
done
is really
out of
stressing
here."
him out. Like I don't know if
Griff,
I signed up for this right.
what are your thoughts, Griff, about it, man?
Man, everybody just said something, had some great points. I agree with everybody, man. He's in a tough situation. As far as the interview, he had his cards right to his chest, like y'all said. He spoke on both parts, and that's exactly what he wanted to do. You don't want to lean too far either way. So he did a good job at that. But the thing he said to me that caught my eye is his phone is blowing up. Now I don't know if that's about the number one pick or is that about Justin. I can't really read into it either way. So it's like at this point, like he said, like I'm prepared for either way. Like because man, this is a tough situation. So whatever way we go, I'm just getting prepared for it. I can't
Yeah,
call it no more.
yeah, man. I quit trying to figure this shit out, man.
Yeah, I can't call it.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. I think he quit trying to figure this shit out. I think he's done. He's wanting to be April and the draft start. That's all he wants.
I literally stopped commenting on Facebook about it. I give up, man.
Not for
Yeah,
real.
I stopped
Yeah,
doing that too.
I read a
pops
comment
through my
on one of our
phone.
pages about it.
When it pops to my phone, then okay, here we go. And I'll be happy either way, to be quite honest.
So yeah, is it concerning that the decision hasn't been made yet?
No.
And for me,
No.
Not like
You
it.
I'm
can't
gonna say no, only because the decision gets harder because Caleb Williams is not throwing at the combine. And that makes it, I think that tilts it more in Justin's favor, which makes the decision harder because there's nothing for him to see Caleb do beyond the interview.
Mm-hmm.
So Caleb would literally have to knock Ryan Pohl's socks off. Like he would have to come in there and convince him to like, oh, the tape is everything that you need to see, and like, oh, I got this shiny object here, but just listen to what I'm saying. Don't look at that over here. Like, just look at this. Don't pay attention to that, and just draft me. Don't pay attention to anything else you heard, but just look at this in your face pose and draft me.
Yeah.
He's got to do him and his camp needs to like literally. I'm talking. They got to put on the full charm on everything. I'm talking Usher wrapped around when the Super Bowl.
Hey, don't get Swiss Beats up on here.
Oh, well, he was on Alicia Keys.
I'm talking Usher wrapped around Alicia Keys kind of moment. Like he got to get posed like, got him like, yeah, okay, this feel right. You know.
So to that.
I'm thinking, but beyond that, I don't think
to your thought.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just don't think that if Caleb can't convince him through that, I don't see Ryan Poles putting all the eggs in the basket with the number 1 pick for Caleb like that.
Yeah.
I just don't see him without him throwing at the combine to see what ticks he has, what's going wrong, what the footwork really looks like and all that stuff like that. I understand game tape is one thing, but I want to see it in a controlled environment / uncontrolled environment, things like that. I wanted to see him throw. I wanted to see all the throws compared to the other quarterbacks who are actually doing it.
Yeah.
So to that point, I think what he can say or what's going to save him here, and I'm not saying necessarily it's going to save him getting picked, but I think also they have the pro day, and I think the pro day is where he will throw and really show off his skills. Because a lot of quarterbacks don't throw at the combine. If you look over history, a lot of quarterbacks don't throw at the combine. Right. So I don't think it's anything special about him not throwing. Because especially a lot of the top end players, they don't throw at the combine.
Mm-hmm. So the one thing that I alluded to that you said, because he's got to talk Ryan Poles, right? Talk his sock off. You're right, but you understand Ryan Poles interviewed his quarterback coach. That was on the table. When he talked to Kingsbury, he brought that up. And to me, I think that not to maybe Shane had a greater interview than Kingsbury did. Whatever, but we saw Kingsbury take the Raiders job anyway, or take the Raiders job, right? Yeah, I think he took the Raiders job.
Washington. The Raiders then changed his mind.
Yeah. So he was all high on going to the Bears, right? He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be OC, whatever." I think Poles talked to him about. I think Poles has a little more insight on what Caleb's like because he did talk to Kingsbury. So maybe he didn't ask him about Caleb, but if I'm a GM, maybe I'm alluding to maybe like, hey, if we go with this pick, talk to me about Caleb.
Yep. That makes sense. Makes sense.
Kingsbury didn't end up with the Bears, so he's going. You understand, Pole's going in there with a loaded gun. Like, I might know everything about you, so don't come at me with some BS because I talk to your quarterback coach. So.
But you also got to remember that coach may also have an agenda for why he went to the other team. They offered him the most money, the extra year, so he may have incentive to say some negative stuff to get the guy he really wants.
That's true.
So that
no, because that interview was before he signed with Washington. That's when he was still debating if he was going to come to the Bears or not.
Again, maybe he had intentions. Maybe he knew, because they talk about the money and stuff right up front before they really even get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, you're right.
So maybe he knew ahead of time what Washington was going to offer him before he did the interviews with the Bears. He already had this intention to do it. Raiders came with something. He thought maybe the Raiders would up it, and then decided, I'm just going to stick with Washington anyway. So with that being said, he may have said some negative stuff on purpose. May have threw something in there to make people just kind of back off Caleb so they can have them all to themselves.
That's also true.
There's gamesmanship.
I didn't think about that way.
There's gamesmanship everywhere. So, and so I take what other people may say with a grain of salt as opposed to what that person is saying themselves. You know what I'm saying? You can tell, you can catch someone in a lot when they're talking in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Nothing better than just that, Oh, Lord, we're talking about who's getting their nails painted on the draft.
I'm gonna press this block button right here.
I definitely ain't gonna be doing that. I'm straight, bro.
You're gonna see me rooting for the defense all year if we draft Caleb anyway, so I ain't doing it.
1,000%.
You know what?
We have a Facebook user who came up with some their thought of their own. So they said, here's what I see happening. He's gonna throw this whole draft into turmoil and draft Harrison with the number 1 pick, and then draft the homegrown talent at 9 at JJ McCarthy. Now, I mean, BJ, you're shaking your head, but
that's a good cause.
You're shaking your head, but that's not a bad route to go. It really is. JJ McCarthy.
He's such an unknown, though, man.
He's not an unknown.
Why I say unknown is because he wasn't really asked to do much, and Michigan was
He's a system quarterback. He was a system quarterback.
He ran a
when I say that, as far as we know Michigan was a running defensive team. He made the throws when asked, but he wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, asked to lead this team.
He also didn't have top flight wide receiver talent, except for Wilson. So
I'm scared to death by it.
I want him
to sit.
I'm not going to shy away from any quarterback that Jim Harbaugh has ever coached.
No.
Now, one quarterback that man has coached has,
especially because he beat another good quarterback out and made him transfer. Like that's the problem. He beat out a quarterback that was talked about being in the top, being a top 10 draft pick 2 years ago.
But that's not he got hurt. He was a 4-star recruit though, so that happens. You know.
But I mean, but still, so you're talking about he beat out a guy that was started at Michigan for 3 years, and then was talked about being a top 10 draft
just
pick
took the job
for McCarthy. Jim Harbaugh made the call because they were switching time back and forth. And then Jim Harbaugh made the call and was like, look, McCarthy's just a better quarterback than a guy everybody wanted to go to the draft. Everybody was like, this quarterback's going to go to the draft. He's going to draft. He's going to play. But then he got beat out by McCarthy and had to transfer.
I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather go with Caleb at that point.
Me too, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, ain't selling for no game manager, man.
Me too.
We can get a receiver.
Y'all calling him a game manager.
I didn't call him a game manager.
But he won that game for them on offense.
But he didn't just win the game he won his game with his feet. That's what made him.
But you gotta look at it. How is he going to come over here and move the needle?
He can. You got to remember, he's from Chicago. He's homegrown.
He's homegrown. He's going to move Chicago whether like it or not.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We both know how Michigan, what Michigan foundation was this year. Running the ball. He wasn't asked to put the team on his shoulders and air this shit out.
You said Blake Corum went down for 3 games, and he went out there and toasted them fools for 3 games without his best running back.
I don't know, man.
He toasted Ohio State as well.
Without Harbaugh being on the staff at the same time. So no head coach.
They still had
number 1 running back.
Running game though. They still was behind the running game.
But I mean, but then you got to talk about how good Kirk Cousins has been. You can't sit there and just say it's not just JJ Jefferson, because it's not. Okay, Kirk Cousins made good throws with an offensive line, but Kirk Cousins, he's up there in the game manager list. Let's be real. Kirk Cousins is, but what makes him so good? The play action pass with a good running back.
JJ McCarthy to me is Kirk Cousins with good legs, with very
and look at what they call Kirk Cousins.
A game manager.
I think it's unfair to compare him to Kirk Cousins because Kirk is throwing at a higher volume, though.
And Kirk has been doing it for so long. He's been successful doing it.
But what I'm trying to say is that McCarthy's not a bad pick because 1, he's a homegrown kid. Two, we're not asking for a world beater quarterback. That's not what we're asking for. Okay, because we're asking for a world beater quarterback, we got one. There's no point in asking for that. We're asking for a guy to come in and either play like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, or you're gonna play like freaking Brock Purdy and freaking Kirk Cousins. Those are all the top quarterbacks. My bad. So you're gonna play with Baker Mayfield or Kirk Cousins. Those are the options. Either play like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, or you play like Baker Mayfield and Kirk Cousins. Baker Mayfield, great play action quarterback. Kirk Cousins, great play action quarterback. Badass wide receivers. But go the other way. Patrick Mahomes makes all the goddamn plays. Josh Allen makes all the goddamn plays. That's basically where the quarterback needle is. You got to pick one or the other.
But Josh Allen chooses to make all the plays instead of using everybody else.
We can talk about this all day. We can talk about the quarterbacks all day, but we gotta get back to showing the defense some love today. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back to it because we mentioned the young, we got the guy in the chat who mentioned Michigan. That defensive tackle, that they had, who is I think he was a junior. Trying to remember his name. He was the guy subbing in for the other D tackle that's still a sophomore, who's going to be like a wrecking crew monster for like the next years at Michigan.
You got like Chris Jenkins?
Yeah. That's the guy I think I'm talking about. Yeah,
Chris Jenkins.
Yeah, I was let down a little bit by his performance today. I was expecting more out of him because of what I saw during the playoffs from him, but again, maybe he's a game, he's an in-game kind of guy and not much of a combine guy, but yeah, he to me it just doesn't seem, kind of a letdown. Really kind of a letdown. It was one of the guys.
But that's what I think. But that's what I think. A lot of players. That's why I don't think you can put all your eggs into the combine, because I think the combine is just one tell of the story. I think the full story is how they look on a football field, because you can look amazing at the combine, and then you get on the football field and you're trash.
Mm-hmm.
So
that is true. That is very true.
And you see that happen a lot.
Vernon Ghost.
Yeah.
You see that happen with D linemen a lot, man. That's why watching D linemen and linebackers at the combine, to be honest with you, it might be exciting to watch them at the combine, but most of the time when they get in the first game play and get smacked, they end up taking a hike because it's like it's not what they expected. Since we're on,
you can't put too much into the combine, because the combine is just.
Let's not go there, because there's a lot of intriguing names that's in the combine too that we know will definitely help this defense right now, go from where it is to right now. You got the guy Miles Cole out of Texas Tech.
Yes,
he just shot up the draft board. He's going up the draft board. He was projected to be an early third, late round, second round pick. Now they're talking about him being an early second round, maybe sneaking into the bottom end of the first round now because of his performance. Jeremiah Trotter's son. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Like,
that's amazing.
I didn't think that he was going to be anything special, but he did really damn good. He
did good, man. He did good.
He looked impressive. A lot better than his daddy. A lot better than his daddy did. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to make his daddy mad, but you know what I'm saying? Don't come at me. Don't come at me, man. I'm just saying. If you watch the tape of both of y'all, your son looked a lot better in the combine than you did.
He did, man.
Fell down. So we all watched you fall down twice in your drills. I'm just saying.
But that goes back to my point. That the combine.
No, but his daddy was a decent draft pick. Jeremiah Trotter was still a high draft pick. I'm just saying his son.
I know. I'm saying as far as his combine performance versus what he's going to actually do on a football field. Yeah, that's why I think that
he definitely wasn't in the right system, but that's the school he wanted to go to. He couldn't. You have no control over that.
Yeah. So if we're talking about combine people, and I'm just gonna throw this out there because we happen to have his brother. Sweat was impressive. I'm sorry.
I was saving it for last, but you brought it up now.
Bring it up the whole time. Like that. You can't deny it, right? Okay, because we just got a
smile on my face.
We just got Sweat we just got Sweat, right?
I was just about to ask about him.
What better than to make his brother happy?
I was just about to ask you guys about him.
Right? Who his combine numbers, they compared him to Vita, who we know how he plays for Buccaneers, and he is destructive. He is very, very destructive. And Sam Howell, they compared him to? Was the other one? Sam Adams. I'm sorry, Sam Adams. Another defensive tackle who is super destructive and physical with his bull rush and can disrupt run plays. Both those two are middle. They clog the middle, which is what we need to make our young linebackers look good. And I
would love to see him in Billings in the middle.
We're talking about we're talking about a 3-tech for the reason being because we know our linebackers are young, but we know all the best linebackers in the game that ever played the game. They had probably some of the best three techs in the game. Since I'm talking about Tampa Bay, look at Brooks, who was in front of him.
And my thing is, why stop at just having one dominant 3 technique when you can have two?
Yeah.
So, you know,
I'm always
get
down with
that
the big
younger
boys.
brother.
To me, I think one, you make a player that we might not keep for a long time very happy if we get his brother. Let's just be real. Okay. Two, he is shown the list of good things is like this long versus the list of bad things. And the list of bad things are all quickness and things like that, all things that are hampered by him being 366 pounds. Let's be real. He's 360.
He ran a 5'2".
That's a big
But
boy.
he ran a 5'2". That's equivalent to running a 4.3.
360.
That's the
That's a
equivalent
big-
of running
that's
a
a big
4.3 as a
boy,
DB.
yeah.
He's 366 pounds. That's all that weight, and he ran a 5'2".
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
But you have to understand, like that doesn't. Everyone's gonna talk about, he's so slow off the ball, blah blah blah. And I'm gonna say one thing: everybody said Jared Grady wouldn't be a good football player, and how big he was, and how slow he was off the ball. Ain't nobody move him, and he's a great football player because he's still playing for the same team. What, 12 years later?
Yep.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's to me. I think he is a steal that you could get possibly third round. I don't think he makes it past the third round. It also depends on, he didn't do some of the other drills. I think his pro day is going to kind of depend. I also think that coming towards the draft,
Sorry, but if you 360, if you a biscuit short of 400 pounds and you ran a 5'2", you don't need to do the other drill. You get I'm looking at my scouting department right now. I'm telling them, if you don't find it, you're getting fired. One of y'all getting fired if he ain't on my roster.
I'm
serious.
No, I'm 100% with you because everybody's gonna watch his game tape.
Via Veda run like a 5'4" or 5'3" or something like that? Like, hello, like,
and he's destructive. He's a destructive player. That's what
he didn't have the best, and he didn't even come in when he came into the draft. He wasn't even known for having,
any type of anything. They were like, who's this?
He was still more of a raw talent. He just needs to work on his hand placement.
Mm-hmm.
They say he had a decent first step, but it wasn't like, it was lightning quick. He learned that in training camp and like a year or two being in that defensive scheme. That can be taught. You can teach. Look at Gravon Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
He was taught to step backwards, and you saw later on towards the end of the season, like that get off was. I mean,
the Bears defense, they're this close to being top notch. They're this close.
And my thing is, get the guy that can be in the rotation and who can come in and sub in to keep them bodies fresh as your 3 technique. Why have one dominant 3 technique when you could have 2?
Oh yeah.
So here's one thing you guys have to understand.
Let me ask you guys: what about the kid Newton out of Illinois? How did he look out there?
I like him a lot.
He was good.
Yeah,
he wasn't over. He didn't tip the scale, but he is a solid player, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be a 2 guy. He'll definitely be a 3 guy for right now. I don't see him being in the rotation as much as some of these other guys, but he is a solid player.
He's got violent hands.
Years.
Yes,
it's going to be a different story in 2 years. I promise. He will be different.
He's got to work on his. He still needs to work on his footwork, but he got some violent hands.
Yeah, I
when he gets to the point of attack, it's his presence is felt. Let's just say that.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite D linemen coming out this draft, and I like that kid, man.
Yeah, and speaking of that, speaking of the draft, we can always make some money even during the combine, even when the offseason is going on with Underdog Fantasy Sports. You can place your bets, like who's trading the number 1 pick or what's going on here and there. Underdog Fantasy got you. You don't just go ahead and sign up. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and use our promo code use SCP promo code, sign up, and go, you get a discount up to $100, man. You can make money. I'm telling you. You can almost 20 times, you can make plenty of bread. Trust me. Don't be stupid like me and sitting here was talking about it, put my bet in too late and didn't make no money. So don't be like me. Put my bet in too late and didn't make any money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk about, how I took the under on the rebounding for Drummond. And I'm just gonna put my hat down.
Oh man,
that boy was
good, baby. 26 board. 26 board.
Yeah, I don't
know. What he had, 16 points or 14 points?
17 and 26.
17 and 26, man. I went under like a fool. I said he was gonna get under 15 rebounds. Don't at me. Don't give me that look, Eric. Don't give me that look, man. Don't give me that look.
But you know what? But how often does someone get 26 boards in a game?
I
So,
mean, I think they said he's done 20 boards like 15 times in his career, which is like third all time, something like that. So it's like it's a rare number.
The odds are in your favor to go over.
Yeah.
So the other guy I want to talk about,
too late now.
So high on. I want your guys' take is Brandon.
Oh, the Avalanche score. Oh, come on, Black Hawks. You're killing me.
I give up on the Black Hawks, man. What's wrong with you?
The Black Hawks only won, 3 games this year?
I like him.
Oh.
I like him. I like Brandon Fisk.
You trifling, DJ.
Yeah, he was underrated. I was not expecting that from him. Like, he was decent in, for Florida State, but he put on the show. He gave me some JJ Watt. He gave me some JJ Watt.
He did give me some JJ Watt feel. He really did, man. I like
his footwork in that drill.
4'7", 8. He's 300 pounds. He ran.
You saw that cockiness when he ran it. He's like, oh yeah. Right when he hit that, when he was like, he hit that line, he's like, oh yeah.
He came off. So now check this out. That's
a bad boy.
That's the best. He is the best defensive tackle in the combine. He ran a 4'7" and 300 pounds. You're talking a guy that's 366 and sweat that ran a 5'2". He's got almost 70 more pounds on Fisk. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But check this out. Vertical jump 33.5 for Fisk. Okay. Granted, and we're gonna go down here to Sweat, who did his vertical at what was his vertical? His vertical was 26 at 366 pounds. You only got to see what you talking about. You almost 70 pounds lighter than somebody. You only got jumping. You barely got a vertical better than that. That's crazy. And then on top of that, his broad jump was 9.9 for a guy that's under 300 pounds versus a guy that's almost 400 pounds. His broad jump's 8.2. Damn. You're talking about a guy that's almost 400 pounds jumping that damn far. I mean, it hurts my knees.
I mean, that's genetic traits, though. I mean, because his brother ran a 4.4. His brother ran a 4.41.
He gonna have bad knees, man. I don't know, man.
Big boy,
he's jumping like that.
He shouldn't be jumping like that.
You talking about bad knees, bro? If you can jump, if you got a 20-something 6-inch vertical at that size, you dunking the basketball.
But yeah, you at 360. That's like, I mean, he weighs more than Shaquille O'Neal ever did. He's dunking a basketball,
bro. He broad jumped at 8.2. That's jumping my length on the flow, bro. Over me, he jumped over me.
Yeah.
He jumped over Shaq, landing on the flow, bro.
Bro, he can't even see his feet, bro. You can jump that far. That's crazy.
You can't have bad knees being up. Hey, nobody in the history with bad knees is doing an 8.2 broad jump.
No. I'm not saying he has bad knees now, but give him a couple of years.
I'm telling you, Jared Grady will
be on that injury report, man.
Nah, brother. Yo, Q. So you bringing it, y'all, you Griffin out Q. So you guys have been bringing up some good questions about some of the guys. Who are some of the linebackers and guys that you wanted to see, or especially since we're still on the defensive line, on the defensive side of things, even though they haven't had a chance to start yet. Who are some like the DBs and safeties you are intrigued to see that's coming up? I believe those guys come out tomorrow.
Well, the safety you already know, like Griff said a while back, the kid from Minnesota. Man, I was watching his
Newman.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The smile on your face, Q, says it all, bro.
Man.
That's my right there.
Okay.
Man.
So you ready to see him perform, huh?
Oh yeah. Kid monster.
No, likewise. I'm looking at him.
My man Trace over here got jokes, bro. He's just straight up said, he'll tell him I'm 6'6", 360, and all I can dunk is donuts. Oh, truck, bro. Trucks, bro.
Hey, you get extra inches if they got sprinkles on them.
It's another name too. There's another name too. I think the Bears can grab is mid round. I was looking at Cole Bishop from Utah. I watched him playing in Pac-12.
You love them Utah players, huh?
Nah, because I'm a Colorado fan, so I got to watch them in the Pac-12. So you know what I'm saying. I'll be
Oh yeah, I'm a Pac-Dale fan too.
Hey,
so,
Utah's defense was legit.
Utah,
No,
they produce them, bro.
They box, man.
Ooh.
Well, that's where JJ's from.
If you look
That's
at
where JJ's from.
Jalen Johnson.
I mean,
Jalen
so
Johnson, you got
since we're
Jalen
on that
Johnson
topic,
from there.
man. Yeah, there's definitely some hot dudes coming out of there in the safety talk, man. You know, guys already know mine. You know, I'm a Bullock fan, man. I'm sorry, that kid gonna run through someone's chest and either have a really short career for himself or end a lot of careers real fast. So it's going.
What are you talking about again?
Colin Bullock out of USC, man.
Yeah, Bullock is nice.
So that's one way or another. I don't know. It might be a
just
very
hope
short
so.
career. It might
should
be a
be
very
fine.
long one.
My only concern for him is he just needs to bulk up.
Yes, he
Bulk
does.
up. If he bulks up,
Yeah.
he'll be fine. Like
But here's
that's
the
my
best
fear.
ability that we've yet to have, man. We've never had a cover man safety guy. So I mean, that's what he brings, a difference maker.
That's Sprinkle. That's comical.
That's kind of the difference maker because let's be real, with the lineup we have, I think we're gonna get a lot of man coverage, and we've never really had Eddie Jackson wasn't a man cover safety. We knew that off the bat. It just was not a thing.
Lord, I love Eddie too, man.
And it's just and I just literally think that having a man cover safety is gonna bring out the best in our linebackers. So our linebackers ain't got to cover so many damn running backs and slots and tight ends and stuff like that. I mean, that's my guy. That other kid out of Iowa too. Yeah, I did see him too. I don't actually see his name on the combine list though, so I don't think he's going to participate in the combine. So can't really speak on his combine.
He is still a little bit undecided.
Yeah, I think
I hope he does. I hope he changes his mind and goes.
I think he'll come back. I also think he'll go back to school because him and that middle linebacker they have that's going to probably be a top draft pick last year. They're like best friends, and he came back this year, so I think he's going to come back with Iowa too. But my other guy that I want to get you guys' opinion on, that was so highly rated coming out of high school, is Josh Proctor from Ohio State. I think he might be a steal, man. He is a lot like Eddie Jackson. He's a lot down. He's a run stopping safety, which I know everyone's going to hate the sound of that, just because of the defense we're probably going to play.
But can he tackle? Because Eddie Jackson didn't tackle. Eddie Jackson didn't
Proctor can tackle. Proctor gonna make plays,
man. I don't think that's a bad rap Eddie Jackson got, because you look at it, all his years he's finished no less than third in tackles, man. So he was all over the place. Yes, he missed.
No.
He missed a lot of good.
At the beginning of his career, he was tackling, he was hitting, but then towards the last few years, once he got paid, once he got paid, Eddie stopped hitting. Eddie stopped hitting.
The scheme was different when he was about this third year in. They stopped rolling him down in the box. Okay, they stopped rolling down the box like Winfield Jr. Like
he shouldn't have been
in the box every play, whether he's playing man or zone. He's in the box. He's playing a lot of undercover.
What you got to say, man? What's going on, Griff?
I would say this. You're right to an extent that he was not a good open field tackler. When it was one-on-one, he was not a good one-on-one open field tackler. But coming downhill, he made plays in the backfield when the push come to shove. I will say that. That is what made him a good player. Open one-on-one field tackles. I mean, there's not many good one-on-one open field tackling safeties nowadays to begin with. Let's be real.
What'd you say?
You might have a point with that. This is what I mean, like Q with the tackles. He may finish the season with a bunch of tackles, but it's different tacklers, right?
Yeah.
It's different type of tackles. So this is my point with Eddie Jackson. Like, as a safety, you have to be a good open field tackler. Because you the last
depends on the safety.
And my thing with him is when he hits somebody, how many times did they fall for it? How many times did they steal?
Proctor will be known with those cats where it's like it's either a very short career because he broke something, or he's actually going to learn how to tackle.
You gotta go down.
What y'all saying. But it's a misconception by a lot of Bear fans.
Mike Brown was a hitter.
Mike Brown, Charles Harris. When they hit you falling. It's nothing else.
Yeah. We are talking about those type of tackles. Yep.
Check out a guy from Miami. I'm sorry about that, bro. James Williams. How y'all feel about that guy? 6'3", bigger safety.
Oh, I like that.
Now you're talking, brother.
That's a good
he got the Cam Chancellor to him. So you talking about
yes, sir.
He got that Cam Chancellor to him. Now he better work. Now he only needs to work on his hands. He needs to be able to catch the freaking football. He dropped a lot of guaranteed interceptions. He fixes that, he will rise on the draft board.
So his problem
is 6'3" in the speed and the way he gets to the ball and the way he tackles. He's probably one of the better tacklers that's in the safety class.
Oh yeah, 100%. I will agree with that.
But especially being a 6'3",
zone awareness. He does lack zone awareness. He gets lost in combination routes real easy. He struggles in man basically because of his size. Let's be real. He struggles in man because of his size. I'm not going to lie. Like, that's just, he's 6'4", 230 pounds. You're talking about 6'4", 230 pounds trying to guard Tyreek Hill in the slot. That's not very profitable.
We run a
let's be real. But I mean, nobody
can all those 60s right now that can't do that with him.
But most of right now can't do that. But for him, his problem is he lacks the get off speed to backpedal and get. As I said, I think we're going to play a lot of man. I just don't think he has the speed to keep. Now, if we're talking about him playing against the tight ends, oh yeah, I'm for it because he gonna lock some tight ends up. Someone getting hit. Real quick. I get that. He is that lock up. He's that lock up guy to go lock up tight ends. I will say that.
Sprinkling in the man, but we'll cover 2. We're a Tampa 2 team, base team.
We saw when we played, we were able to blitz and play man. We did really well. I think we're going to see a bigger dose of that.
We're going to see a lot of man zone because that's where we were getting all the interceptions from.
Yeah,
we're going to have a man front, but it's more of an area being covered. So I think that's what we're mostly going to have, and I think that fits into that young man's skill set. You know, when they ran a lot of man zone, when they did like a lot of over the top cover
man
3,
two.
When they did like cover 2, cover 3, he rose to the occasion. Like I said, he just dropped a lot of the interceptions.
Yeah.
So if he gets better, if they can hone in him catching the ball at the point, like, you know, teaching him to just get the ball.
Yeah.
And not worry about trying to return it. Because I think in his mind, he's already thinking so much like, oh, I got the ball, I'm getting the ball, so I'm going to try to run with it. He's running with the ball before he gets it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if they could coach that out of him just to catch the ball, he probably would have been more likely a top 10 pick right now because of the physical size, the speed, you know, he sees it and he's hitting it. You know what I'm saying? I love that about him. He, like I said, Cam Chancellor, he's just a little bit more wiry. You know,
you got 2 hitters right there.
His downfall is going to be, I mean, let me talk about this. His downfall says the further from the line of scrimmage he gets, the worse his play is. That's his key. That's his key attribute that is on his downfall side. They said the further he gets away from the line of scrimmage, the worse he is. Which,
so again, he's a physical. He's more of a physical.
But these aren't always.
But that's what the Bears need. The Bears need to be more physical. From the point of they need more physicality
in the run game, he gonna make plays in the run game. Ain't no one gonna deny this man that. Let's be honest. In the run game, he gonna come down here and he gonna fuck some shit up. I don't know. I
want to quickly
he's coming to hit you like
that tomorrow. Is going to be tight ends tomorrow, and if I'm not mistaken, offensive line and tight ends tomorrow. That is going to be the biggest discussion. That is going to be for me. That is going to be the most important positions that I'm going to like keep eye on. You know, not only I'm going to be interested in speaking about Bowers, but I want to see Powers. I want to see the centers.
Yes,
I want to see who's going to rise up on the draft board.
Powers.
Yes.
It rhymes. Powers and Bowers. It rhymes.
Yeah.
Powers and Bowers.
Yep.
Get them. It rhymes. It rhymes. Take them.
Yep.
That's all I care about. I don't care about anything else. Their names rhyme. Take them.
Yep. That'd be awesome. I'll be so happy for that. Like I'm happy with that. But like if we do not leave this draft, if we leave this, it is going to be the biggest disservice to any quarterback that's going to be behind center, whether it's Caleb or Justin, is that we don't get a center. Both, and we need.
We got to get it. There's no doubt about it. We got to get a center. There's no way. We got to get a center.
It has to happen this way. If we do one or the other, it's still a disservice. We need to do both free agency and the draft. You got to get them both in one. You got to get them both.
Yeah, there's no way. Poles.
Yeah, because you can have the veterans groom the youngsters.
It's defensive backs and tight ends. My bad. Yeah, I just got corrected. It's defensive backs and the tight ends, and offensive linemen are.
I think it's Saturday. It's Saturday or Sunday. One of these two. I think the quarterback and receivers are Saturday. I think they're Sunday.
Y'all should just let me have my things. I got excited to see Powers and Bowers show. I was so excited. I was happy.
Me too.
Well, you're going to see Bowers though. You're going to see Bowers.
That's fine, but I wanted like the combination. I mean, it's all good though. My feelings will come back.
No, we had a member. We got one of our guests on the show. They mentioned about who do we feel will make a big splash after JJ gets signed. And with free agency, I think it's gonna be like a domino effect. Like once JJ gets his bag, I got a feeling Winfield's Winfield Jr. is gonna be the next one.
It gotta be, man. If we don't, I mean that's the only reason why we wouldn't draft a safety if we thought we were gonna go after him. Like there's no reason not to.
I don't care if we do. I still say we need
to draft. But free agency is before the draft anyway, so we'll know before the draft if we're going to draft the safety.
I mean, you have to go after him.
I'm still safety because you got to build a team.
I'm still on Chris Jones' boat. I don't care. Chris Jones is there. You try and get him. I don't care what you pay the dad, man. You pay that man.
You're right.
Chris Jones is there. You try and pay him.
I'm on the Chris Jones.
Well, I don't know.
I'm also on the Kristen Wilkins train if they don't tag him. Did they tag him?
I don't know.
They have not tagged him yet.
I will be interested in him as well.
Who did you say?
I just think you go. I think you go get Chris Jones. He's on the board.
No, Eric, I agree, bro. You're right. You're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong. Yeah. But if that fell through, I'll double back to that.
I mean, because we talked about it on the show 2 weeks ago. Then Chris Jones technically solves two problems because he can play defensive end and defensive tackle, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing that solves two.
You know what
problems.
probably also solves for us? He's gonna make the quarterback hold the ball.
Whichever position he plays,
he's going to scare the opposing offensive coordinator. He's going to make the offensive coordinator lose his goddamn mind before they even play the game. The offensive coordinator is going to be like, we can't do this because Chris Jones is in the middle. Oh, we can't run this place because they got Sweat on the other side. We can't do this because they got some other big ass behemoth on the other side.
Think about this though. Like we talking about all these potential great drafted defensive and defensive tackles. You get Chris Jones, you could pick either rookie defensive end or tackle, and Chris Jones either going to play next to him or on the opposite side of Sweat. So it doesn't matter. Either you're going to get Sweat next to Jones with another with Billings and another and somebody or you could possibly go get Sweat. It's going to be Sweat Jones and somebody else on the other side.
I do think Ryan Poles is going to kick the tires on that because he's very familiar with Chris Jones. You see no reason why he wouldn't kick the tires on that, man. No reason why at all.
He help evaluate him. He help bring him in.
His number is going to be high, but scare money don't make money. The Bears need that 3 technique. We all know it covered a Tampa 2. That's the key to it right there.
Yeah.
And so I would not be quite surprised, but he going. And I'm not worried because it's a premium position. And like I said before, Poles already told the world he's only paying top dollar to premium positions. So,
yeah, that's a premium position.
He already said that. He told the world, if it's not, then we're not going to overpay you. So you can't overpay Chris Jones. That's my opinion. You can't overpay him.
I think Chris Wilkins already signed, or I think it's Chris Jones. I'd have to check and see who re-signed.
No, not Chris Jones. Not Chris Jones, because the Kansas City Chiefs are franchising Snead.
So yeah, that's a wrap for that. That means Chris Jones ain't in the picture if they already franchised Snead.
Yeah. That came out. I think that came out today. I think it was Snead. Hold on.
Yeah, no, Snead. No, wait.
Let me not misspeak on that. But I thought that's what I saw.
They gave him permission to seek a trade.
Who?
Ladarius Snead.
Yeah, they gave him this to seek a trade. I mean, we're talking
about. I thought they were franchising.
They were going to, but he's like, if he can't find, I think he wants to find a team, and if they can't, they're going to franchise him after he can't find a team, find a trade for him.
Oh, okay.
Now, understand this, okay? One of the best DBs in the league, okay, Lattimore down in New Orleans, they tried to trade him too for little or nothing. They want draft picks for him. I mean,
we don't really need cornerbacks, though.
I'm just saying, though. I mean, but he's one of the best lockdown man-to-man corners in the league, right behind L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah, I think the
who you gonna get rid of?
I think the Bears are really looking good at corner, man.
Who you gonna get rid of?
Yeah, Chris Jones already resigned.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He already resigned. You sure?
They're optimistic. 3 hours ago, they are very optimistic that a deal is going to be done. It would be, that was 3 hours ago from me.
I don't.
Ryan Poles better be on the phone right now and say, "Look here, man.
Chris Jones,
I give you what.
Bring it.
I give you whatever you want.
Exactly.
I got a pot of gold for you.
Now, understand this. Somebody that was also told he could seek a trade was Hassan Reddick. I like Hassan Reddick. I do like him on the end. I do like that. I think Reddick can help us. I think he can still help us.
What is?
I'm just not in the business of trading away draft capital. Yeah. I would much rather us build through the free agency and the draft, more so the draft.
The only way I'll be comfortable with that is they get a whole bunch of that.
I mean, Ryan Poles has shown that he's very good at signing free agents, not trading. I think he's better at, when he's getting the draft haul in that aspect of trading for him. But when he's actively seeking to give away assets to get a person, he's not very good.
No.
He's not, very small sample size, but you know what I'm saying?
Claypool is all these sample size you need.
Claypool and Sweat are the main ones. Are the main ones he's known for. But from what I'm seeing, he's done a phenomenal job in free agency and with the draft picks that he has, because we've got studs up and down the board. Defense. Now we need to, obviously the guys that we had on the offensive side of the ball weren't developing the guys the way they needed to, and from what I'm hearing from Shane Waldron, he's excited about Velus Jones and the potential things that he can do with him. Mm-hmm. So there's my receivers coach has shown, because remember Mike Williams, that big target, they was calling him bricks. They said he had bricks for hands, and after Beatty got a hold of him, the man can't drop nothing.
Exactly.
Everything he got stickum on his hands now. So it's something about what Beatty does with the receivers that he gets them to turn a switch and they just don't drop the ball no more. So I'm all for, if we can revive Velus Jones, I
hope so, because he was good coming out of college, coming out of Tennessee. He was nice.
I do agree with that. I do like that. I mean, obviously, I'm just going to bring it up there just because it's been talked about so much lately, but it's all highly doubted. Obviously, the Vikings are looking to either dismantle this team completely or they're going to find somebody to help them. There has been rumors and talked about things that they're going to revamp this team. JJ might have to go. Is that
well, then we need to be on the phone.
Now, if you're talking to us with two picks, now obviously you're not getting away with just giving the first overall picks. I don't think the Vikings would do that for JJ.
I don't think the Vikings would ever trade him.
But if Poles happens to trade back and get a bunch of draft capital and then maybe trade with the Vikings, I'm okay with that. If JJ's involved, I mean, I'm sorry, you can't pass that up.
I would it, but I just don't think the Vikings realistically would do that with the Bears. Trade them in the division.
Yeah, I don't think
they will, because the owner is not the new GM that's running the show now has made it abundantly clear he's not afraid to trade within the division. He's already traded with the Packers and the Lions.
A talent like that.
Last year he traded with the Packers and the Lions.
Yeah,
he had to trade with the Bears.
So it's basically I hate
the Bears. It didn't work out he was during the fourth and fifth rounds. They were trying to work something out. And it just didn't fall through because the other team had more.
Talking about.
Here's the thing. I don't see it being an issue as far as I think if they're gonna blow it up, go get him. He's the best receiver in the league. Let's be real. If he's gonna blow it up, go get him, because no matter who his quarterback is, he's gonna make plays. Okay, but the thing is, if you say you don't want to trade in conference, I hate saying his name, but Devontae Adams, he's got Devontae Adams like around about him where he gets angry really fast. And if you're a new GM, you're not trying to have that, trying to build a team, right? You're not trying to have cancer on your team like that. So maybe the Bears kind of poke the Vikings a little bit and see what happened. That's kind of what I feel. If instead of going to free agency trying to find a receiver right away, I still be trying to poke that bear with the Vikings to see if they're willing to.
Well, it depends on what you said. What you said, Eric. If the Bears decide to trade the number 1 pick and get a haul for that, then I can see them maybe using some of that draft capital that we didn't have before to probably try to swindle the Vikings.
To kind of segue back over, since we're still talking offense, to segue back over with combine talk, I got the list of the top 12 tight ends that are going to be at the combine. We got Brock Bowers. We got Sanders out of Texas. He needs to do what something about that kid. I really like his game. I really like his game out of Texas. I really like the way
he's probably one of the best blockers on that list.
Yeah, and you got Kate Stover out of Ohio State.
Yeah,
you got Ben. I call him Big Ben. He went to Kansas State. Ben Sinnott. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Sorry, bud. You got Theo Johnson out of Penn State. Yeah, you got Theo Johnson out of Penn State. Lane Holter out of Colorado State. AJ Barner out of Michigan. And you got Jaden Bell out of Florida State. And Jared Wiley out of TCU. Let's see who else we got on here. Eric All out of Iowa.
That's anybody from Iowa. Sign me up.
That's tight end you. That's tight end you.
Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem.
Tanner. We got 2 more. We got that's all right. Tanner McLaughlin out of Arizona.
Oh yeah.
And Tim Reedman out of Illinois.
So the kid out of Iowa, he has had back-to-back season knee injuries. That's his downfall. And on 2 different legs. So that's a really big downfall.
I mean, that's bad. That's bad. That's real bad.
That sucks because he's a playmaker and a great blocker, but I'm sorry. God, that's scary to draft someone like that. That's his only downfall.
Well, Addison is already in the NFL with the Vikings. So I don't know if we can get him for Caleb. What's going on, Stu? What's up, bro? Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Appreciate your love. And again, appreciate all you guys coming in, showing the love, talking with us. Please like, subscribe, share the show. Continue the good vibes for us. All of it helps out. Hit them like buttons for us. You know what I'm saying? Show us some love, guys.
And appreciate tight end. I also like what's name too, man. Devin Cloak from Washington. I like his game, man.
Ooh, he underrated.
I like
very underrated. Nice name drop on that one, my friend. Nice name drop.
I like his game, man.
My fellow co-hosts here, they've run into some technical difficulties today. I do apologize for that in advance. I am so sorry for that. We'll do our best to get that taken care of next time. You feel me? And while we are making these decisions and while you're watching the combine, please take a celebratory shot of El Bandito. You know what I'm saying? Tequila, you know what I'm saying? Take a nice shot and celebrate our Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? I got to throw that in there. You know what I'm saying? Team Mongo. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and raise a quick glass for these guys. You know what I'm saying? While you're watching the combine and when the draft comes around, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and throw another celebratory drink. You know what I'm saying? Think of us, Chicago Sports Podcast, when you do. You know what I'm saying? Hold the glass up. The best, pure, 100% agave. You know what I'm saying? Smooth, finished, great taste. Not not being biased, but being biased. Yes, being biased because I've had it. It's delicious. I'm going to keep plugging it, even if they weren't the sponsor. So, so that is how good it is. Even if they weren't the sponsor, I will be plugging them because they are that good. And it makes you feel very good too after a couple of shots. If I must say so myself. It is the greatest thing I've tasted, worth the price of admission. That's all I can tell you. So please, and especially after the man, Chris Chilio's got his number retired. You know what I'm saying? That put a big smile on my face for that, man. I had to get a good shot in for that because that was awesome. You know what I'm saying? So please grab a bottle when you can. Don't hesitate. It's good stuff, man. You won't regret it. I can promise you. I promise you. And when the draft is over, I'm gonna come on this show with a bottle to celebrate because then all the draft talk stuff is done. We can focus on, building this team and what's gonna happen. But until that happens, we're gonna be drinking every night because we're still talking about it. So, but with that being said, guys, we're gonna part with some final thoughts, as we're leading into tomorrow and, what we're going to be looking for the next show. Please tune in tomorrow, because we got a slamming show as usual. We got a show almost every day of the week for you guys. So please tune in. Please, Chicago Sport Podcast. If you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, follow us, hit that notification button so you can always be tuned in. Please keep that in mind. My boy Trax, he has a jam-packed show every week, busting out content for you guys.
Sure.
Every day for us. Every day. Man is the hardest working brother I know. I'm surprised that the man is still 360. As big, as much as that man is working, man, I would have withered away by now. That brother is moving. Please tune in every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, especially Thursdays, Fridays, you know what I'm saying? Every day, 5 days a week. And tune in on the weekends just because you never know. We might have an emergency podcast just to help you out, just to fill the void for your weekend. Keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? So we always there for you. Thank you, Whit. Appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, why you gotta do that to me, Cheryl? Why you gotta put my Black Hawks down like this?
Whoa.
Oh, don't put me on a bad note. Oh, I gotta.
Well, this is a reoccurring theme here. So,
can we just score a point, please? Just score. Come on, y'all. Come on. Don't get shut out. Come on, don't get shut out. Yes, sir. Yes, Sunday at 7, baby. Yes, Sunday at 7. See, told you, we got you.
Sure.
We got you. Podcast all the time for y'all. All the podcasts your hearts can desire. We got a podcast with Chris Conway, the number 80 himself. Come on now, y'all gotta show up.
Yes,
show up and show out, baby. Show up and show out.
Layla gonna be there?
Look, I'm tuning in to that show. I'm gonna have to be there. Oh yes, best believe. Number 5 of Bears top 100. Oh, y'all got to go too. You got to go through. What up, Debbie? Thanks for tuning into the show. Love you. We love you, Cheryl. We love you, Debbie. Love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you so much. And it's fans and it's guys like you, it's people like you guys that make this podcast work, and it's
definitely
the greatest feeling in the world to be able to talk football, talk about Bears. There's something I love, a passion of mine, and it's just the greatest feeling in the world. And it's awesome to be able to share this moment with fans like you guys that tune in and you show the support, you show the love, you're commenting, you're giving them likes for us. So please keep that up. We definitely appreciate it, and we will never forget it. It's awesome. We love you guys. Yes. So I will be going to the draft party and going to the Hall of Fame. Ooh, okay.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, I see, Randy. You had to do your flex with that one. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead, flex that one.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
100.
We're going to get to 4,000 real quick, baby. We're going to get there.
Sure.
Almost there.
Yes, sir. All the glory, my friend. And I will be going to the NFL draft. You know, they say tickets are sold out. They're not going to be sold out for me. I'm going to find a way to get there anyway. So they're going to let me in. I will be at the draft party, and I'm going to see if
One of these days I'm gonna make the draft, man. One of these years I'm gonna make the draft. One of these years.
I don't know about you guys. I'm tired of waiting and all. Oh. Yeah, I'm so excited to watch the Hall of Fame this year. It's going to be a blast. But with that being said, guys, we're going to end the show tonight. And we, you know what I'm saying, we appreciate all the love. Please, again, like,
Thank you,
subscribe,
guys.
tune in with us 7 days a week.
Yes.
Especially on Thursdays, though. I got to plug the show. You know what I'm saying? Got to plug my show. And like I always say, like, share, subscribe, give love and good vibes. You know what I'm saying? Chicago up, bear down. Until we meet again, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Bear down.